Well, this is part two from yesterday. Those of you who don't know me, some people call me poet, some people call me prophet. My presentation name is not for sale because the gift God gave us me, paid for the price. Take all those names, throw them away. The only thing, the name I want you to respect for, the characteristics of Jesus, the knowledge of the universe and God, and that's the name I want you to remember. Get up, y'all. I've been up since 3:30. You understand? And so the whole thing, I want to do part two. Because yesterday I talked about, I don't ever try to get in political things or anything like that, but I'll take my life and show you as a representation of what you're seeing on these TVs and stuff. And that's what they call it, television. You understand? But they denied Diddy his parole. I mean, they denied him to be released. And so I know about this. I told you he's going to go to jail. So the first moment he's already in jail. Okay. We're in July. He did 9 months. And August, September, October. 9 months. When you get to October, the sentencing, he'll have a year behind bars. Now, when they got him the prostitution charge, they got involved, right? Okay, say if you call over to Mexico and fly somebody over to the United States, you understand what I'm saying, to participate in sexual act. Most of that is prostitution, really. They're trying to drum it up and make it look like, you know what I'm saying? And so he'll have a year behind bars, okay? So, which will go towards, okay, this is what I tell people, which will, that other year, I'm predicting like 2 years, the other year, he gonna spend on probation and ankle-based, okay? And that's the reason why they didn't release it, because it would have been, if they'd have released it, you understand, he went back to court, you understand what I'm saying? Hey, he would go back to jail, but that man ain't doing no state time. That man's not doing no state time. I don't know who told you that. And see, like the whole thing is that the whole point that I'm trying to get to with this is with people, and let me keep it on myself. I used to watch, and I seen. I'm from the Buffalo area, and I used to see what people used to say about. I'm from Dunkirk, but I lived in Buffalo, and I've lived in a lot of places. You understand? Fredonia, New York. I've lived in a lot of places, and I seen what they did to Rick James. You understand what I'm saying? This man, they were smiling on his face when he was gone. They was taking his name and dragging it around through the mud, talking about, now he done got dead. You understand? Why he can come back and bless the community. Let me tell you something. Why would you go back and bless somebody, you understand, that try to tear you down? Why would you try to get another relationship with them anytime so they can finish the job? And Jesus even gives an example of that in Scripture. He said a prophet is never welcome in his own land. Because you know why? Because people are stuck up in his past. That man is made up through time. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I said, we all got issues, and they will fall off as you begin to go towards God. It says, don't be unequally yoked with the non-believer. It says, come out among them, be ye separate. So that means I'm in the world, but I'm not of the world. And let me show you what I would do. I would see people like that, you know what I mean? I would say, yo, why they ain't doing this, why they ain't doing that? He getting away with this and he getting away with that. You know what? You cannot like or hate something in somebody else that you don't already see in yourself. We're mirror reflections of each other. So, if you're a good person, even though you might see a bad person, you understand what I'm saying? You are not going to see that which is bad. So you create your own world in your own head. But if you go around identifying what's bad and calling people stupid and all this, you know, first of all, that's insecure. You understand what I'm saying? Secondly, it says a lot about who you are. You understand what I'm saying? And what you're identifying with as you walk out in the world, because the world is a beautiful place. It's what you decide to look at. You understand? So, he won't be spending any state time. Okay, and so he'll have time served. Okay, they'll give him that other little bit on probation, and he'll have an ankle bracelet. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why I say people see they didn't let him out on bail. They rushed the judgment. No, they know exactly what they're doing because if they'd sentenced him yesterday, you know, he would have had to come back. You understand what I'm saying? And this is the way it works. You cannot hit that man. That man is not going off state because you're not going to hit him with no federal crime. Them crimes are not federal. What? He did some money. And here's another thing that I'd like to say. What I had to take a look at, how you doing? What I had to take a look at in my own life was that I was always an envious and a jealous person. You understand? When I was in my younger years, and I would say stuff about. I would look up at the top of the pole and talk about the people that were on the top, and how evil they were. But you know what I was saying? I was going around calling myself Christian, okay, and consorting with people that I knew that were not actually living right. You know what I'm saying? So I had to take a look at myself. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why I challenge people to do today. You understand? You got organizations that you know, and I'm not talking about anybody in particular, that say peace and bring this and that, and they come to bring you. But you got people that are tearing down the tree. They're standing up right next to them. So a man can't serve two gods. He's gonna love one and hate the other. You understand what I'm saying? So one way you can do it, you don't have to confront that evil directly. You can be an example for people in the community by the way that you live your life. You know what I'm saying? And it's good that they see where you came from. Because unless they're blind, see, I'm not committed to giving a person an answer that's committed to misunderstanding me. I have no time for it. Okay, so the whole thing is that ask yourself, what are you confronting? Are you sitting there and you see somebody, you know what they're doing is wrong, but yet you are consorting with them people. You understand what I'm saying? See, so this is what I had to do. So I'm exposing myself. You understand what I'm saying? I don't come on my platform. You'll never hear me. I got people that have done things to me, you know, and if I told some truth, heads would roll. You understand? Well, I'm a minister of some sort. I didn't get from the Catholic Church in the Vatican. I'm one of God's messengers. And the whole thing is that even with my children, if I see you out there doing something wrong, you understand what I'm saying? And you're old enough to understand, and you can sort with people that you know that are trying to harm me, that's my family, my mother, I don't care. I will separate on you in a New York minute. And that's why you always see me by myself. You understand? Because I'm not trying to be better than anybody, but I'm setting a standard. You understand what I'm saying? For people to know. You understand? And I know who they all are. You understand? They think God bless all his marriage. But by no means do you think you're walking up in my kingdom. Get me to think stolen water tastes better than sweeter truth. You understand? Stolen water tastes better than bitter truth. You understand? I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you where God sent it. Don't come in and try to change my platform. Tell me what I need to do. And if you think a man can stand up here and talk this fluently without reading off paper, you're wrong. And another thing I'd like to say is that, you go into Proverbs, it says, you could tell a fool by as many words. That's the truth. But it's a double-edged sword. Because when that's God's messenger, God will send that man places and different that, unction him to go to places. In this world right now, we need so much truth that is ridiculous. Because everything is camouflaged behind a lie people are doing things. They have a motive. It's called the power of misdirection. You'll have people looking at something over here. You'll be doing a good deed, and guess what? You're not doing a good deed. You're doing that to camouflage what you're doing what you're siphoning over here. You understand what I'm saying? And so I know who's who, what everybody's doing, and it don't bother me, because I know who I got in my corner. You know, you say his touch not his anointed, and do his messenger no harm. God means exactly that. So, you know, when your life starts unraveling slowly, because God, He's going to put you right on public view. You understand what I'm saying? You'll sit down somewhere. A lot of people think they're powerful. He ain't got that much power. You understand? Yeah. And I definitely don't got none. But I rely on Him. And when true messenger come in, he ain't got no entourage. He ain't got to depend on people and all this and that to get his agenda done. Moses went back up into Egypt. He ain't had nothing but a stick. People out here calling themselves messengers and got all this security. Okay. God getting ready to level a whole bunch of stuff. And He gonna put us on the bottom. It's gonna be on the top. We're on the top. It's coming about. He gonna start giving people positions without degrees. I can show you some instances in my life right now with people that got degrees. Look at the world. Look how messed up it is. All these intelligent people. You understand? So, you know, I like I said, I have no resentment in all these people that done the things to me. And let me get to another thing: unconditional love. You got to know what that means. And unconditional love means this: not walking with people through. No, even Jesus did that. He said a prophet, like I told you, he said a prophet is never walking his own. Because they rejected him, he went into Capernaum. And Jesus never confronted the general population. He told them stories. He only confronted the ones that come to put themselves in positions as teachers. And you know who you are. Okay? So, that's the second part of yesterday. And y'all can go sit down in the other corner and drink some water. You know what I'm saying? Take a breath. You know, I'm standing up because this journey that I'm on has just got started. Okay? If you think that you're the first entity, the same entity has been following me my whole life. Okay? Here's to separate, and God is not an author of confusion. Anybody creating any confusion, that is a hound from hell. And stop looking at people. People get you caught up in emotion. In their emotions, you can know somebody their whole life and find out that you don't know them people. Look at I don't say names, but look at the Madoff situation. I have to say it. And the only reason them people were able to be kind, because you can't kind an honest man, because he don't want nothing for free. You understand? He wants to work for everything they got. But the people thought, you understand what I'm saying, that they was going to get something extra. You understand? And the man took him down this rabbit hole. By the time the smoke cleared, he was coming out the courthouse with a smile on his face, laughing. You understand? So don't tell me what people will do. And you go on the crime channel, you see people trying to get rid of people so they can possess people's money and all that. I see everything, okay? So, I'm talking about family members, you know what I'm saying? And this is what you need to do. Because if you think God's judgment is not coming to you, your world is just all in His time. It's not me to call it. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm getting ready to go to work. Nobody told y'all I love you today while I present on this channel. I hope you know that I do. And like I said, you know, information is worth more than any money in the world, because it will save you money and it will cause you not to go into situations that will hinder your walk towards God. You know? I don't care whether you're Muslim. I study all religions: Muslim, Catholic, Hindu, Sikh. You understand? Because they're all titles. You understand what I'm saying? But at the end of their mouth, they talk about God. You understand what I'm saying? Just ask yourself: are you reflecting God in your own actions? Okay. Are you condoning what's going on around you? And stop looking at P Diddy. So if nobody told you they love you today, I do. Should let it be written. So let these things be done.